Hello again, everybody. I just got done with my appointment today. A lot of good progress made, so good to go on that. Um, I found that I've actually really liked being able to at least talk to a camera, be able to, put the metaphorical pen to pad, and just talk, maybe ramble about the goings on of the world, and and just maybe add my own perspective to it, and share that. Um, there's a lot of people out there that maybe aren't able to put the right words together, or in turn can offer a counter perspective to what I'm saying. But I'm going to be posting a couple of videos a week. I don't know. I think I could really enjoy doing this, at least in this format for the time being. Who knows if I keep deciding to do this and maintaining a video blog of just whatever I've been watching, whatever I've been reading about, or whatever I've been talking about. At least until I figure this out a little bit better. I know I'm an old guy. I'm 38 years old, and I barely know how to function any kind of um, video blog, or just my own report or whatever. Anyway, we're gonna get on to a topic that it actually means quite a bit to me, and my opinion on it um, is maybe a little different than other people's. Like I said, I'm going to do my best in here to avoid um, talking so much about politics and more on my own personal opinions. Um, and the thought process that goes along with it. I try and maintain some sort of logical reasoning in what I do. Um, I think that emotion and empathy sometimes in logical discussions don't have a place, or decisions made out of those locations in empathy and emotion don't really dictate the appropriate kind of responses that go with those, that would or make effective policy. You have to be able to think very objectively, and sometimes objective thinking maybe goes against what your own personal uh, uh, politics are. Anyway, but so the the topic I'm going to be covering today is one that probably every the progressive is going to say, "Oh, you have no opinion on it because you're not a woman." But I want to get into the subject of abortion. And I know, ooh, taboo subject. Man should not have an opinion on this. And honestly, maybe this should be part of discussion. Um, Recently, in the state of Georgia, progressive activists, actors, and some other names, especially politicians, they're seeing the new Georgia laws in regards to abortions as draconian and oppressive of women. And I want to be able to discuss with you the essence of what Roe v. Wade was. Roe v. Wade was essentially the Supreme Court case where where abortion was going to become available, but there were some very clear lines that um, you have to look at when you're looking at Roe v. Wade. And the one that I always go back to is the tenets that they held with it. It had to be safe, it had to be necessary, and it had to be rare. abortion was never meant to be a primary source of birth control. It was supposed to be a last resort uh, when you had to deal with awful things like rape and incest. And it's the argument that people keep making. It's like, well, what about people giving birth? You're going to force women to give birth to their rape babies, or people getting caught up in incest, or the health of the mother. And they always go back to that because the mindset is you're either all for it or you're all against it. And that's not the case. It's not the case at all. You can be permissive of abortion in the situations that it was clearly dictated for. But it was never meant to be a primary source of birth control. We have contraceptives and the Plan B pill. And what abortion is being treated like is that right to abortion is now being used as a crutch for taking personal responsibility for one's actions. And then touting it's like, well, the government has to be able to provide it. Free abortions for everybody. No, absolutely not. The government has no place in that aspect. I believe that we should be able to take personal responsibility for our actions. Now, should abortions be legal? And they found, and there's a way under the 14th Amendment, which is our right to privacy, where it's been able to be put under that for the privacy, and we can fit abortion under there, and it's part of that 14th Amendment. Do I agree with it? I think I think it was part of a catch-all, and I don't believe it is a human right per se. The right to abortion is not necessarily a human right. I believe it is a right of an individual, and whether or not to terminate their baby under their own duresses. But health of the mother, rape, and incest, absolutely. Absolutely, the abortion should be allowed under that premise. However, when it comes to personal responsibility, it's like, all right, well, you did the deed. You had unprotected sex. Oh, the condom broke. Well, you're not always going to have effective contraception. It is ultimately that person's choice. Now, I talk to you from a place where I have 5 children. Not personally myself. I have 2 kids, 2 of my own. But combined, me and my wife, we have 5. It was a conscious decision for us to engage in the acts, and we knew the consequences of it. And we had children. And we owned up to our responsibilities, and we said, we are going to have these kids, and that's that. We look at it as it was our personal responsibility, and I hope that a lot of people can see it that way. But you've got these progressive activists that think that it's a basic human right to abortion. It's not a basic human right. It's a right. I hate using the word right on this because it's not really a right. It's a throw-in for the 14th Amendment. We're a kind of a catch-all. But the people putting pressure on the representatives and the governor of Georgia about this. I believe that states should be able to make their own decisions when it comes to the question about abortion, whether they are going to allow it. I think on a national level, I think abortion should be permitted under the circumstances of that Supreme Court decision in Roe v. Wade. But other than that, let the states decide. All right, how accessible are you going to make this to it? Are you going to make it part of the contraceptive plan? Which in and of itself I find immoral. But like I said, it's that's just me. But if I think I think these California progressives trying to dictate how Georgia runs themselves is absolutely asinine. It's stupid. Once again, just rambling. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to call this channel. I know I'm going completely off track. I don't know. I'll come up with something good. I don't know. Maybe semi-coherent scribblings, because this is just scribbles going on in my head. Anyway, but I really enjoy talking in this format. I don't know. Maybe people can find some reason in this. If anybody watches this, leave a comment. We can have a discussion about it. I'll just let you know that as my own personal thing. If you leave a nasty comment, I'm probably going to be an asshole about it. I'm not going to block you or ban you or anything like that. I'll probably say something snarky or mean. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Have a good day.